I have this band here. You guys remember what type of, there are two types of collagen in beef or in meat. You guys remember what those are? Did you guys learn about those? Yeah. There's elastin and then there's collagen, right? So this is a huge piece of elastin. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you guys can see it. It kind of runs across the top here, and it's like cable. It's so thick. You can see it running across here. See that? It is just this thick band. Some places will go ahead and take that off. Again, these are some decisions you'll have to make. You can see here, we've got what we call our lip right across the top. This is the lip right here. Some places will cut that completely off, this fat cap. We're going to leave it on for the sake of the strip. And then again, you can see how a lot of fat left right here. What's the advantages of leaving the fat on?
Taste.
You're definitely going to have taste.
Holds moisture in.
It's going to hold moisture in, right? It's going to keep it nice and juicy when you cook it. What's another advantage? It might not be as nice. Anybody think of anything? When you go to a steakhouse and you're paying $24 for a cut of meat, and you want an 8 ounce or a 12 ounce or a 14 ounce steak, and you get a cut that has a cap on it like that, that'd be kind of frustrating. You're paying for the beef, right? Not paying for the fat. So those are some things you'll have to think about. You certainly will next time you eat out. So a way to go around that, what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut, I'm going to cut the center piece off just so we can kind of get a good view of it. There's 18 of you here, 16. So on this side, you can see we've got all kinds. You can see the elastin. Now the elastin is this kind of transfer start. I couldn't find that. The gloves I prefer, these are extra hard. So you can see the elastin, it's translucent, right through here. Okay, you guys see that? That's elastin, it's that gray right along the top, right here. And you can see how it kind of begins to run down into this piece of the steak. You ever had that cut? It's awful. You chew and chew and chew, and then you find a discreet way to spit it out into your napkin. That's the cut you're chewing on right there. So when you order a New York strip, when you go out to eat, and you see that, you can send that back and say, I don't want the end cut. I want a center cut New York strip. And so what we're going to see is as we cut into this stuff kind of goes away. Now the elastin piece does not. But as a chef, what you're going to do is you're going to determine what all of your steaks are going to look like. What kind of loss are you willing to take? It's easier to take this product, and cut the fat off individually rather than trying to skim the whole thing. Okay, so just consider that. So again, 16. And again, when you're cutting meat, try not to saw like I just did. But look at this fat cap. So it's just an inch in. You can see the difference. The elastin is still there, but look at this gap. It's starting to close where the elastin is running through the middle of the steak. You guys see that? Now this gap is getting smaller. As we get to about right here, it goes completely away. But look at this fat cap here. So this is where you can take your time as a chef and kind of dictate what you want your steaks to look like. You can take the fat, you can do a couple things. You can use it in ground beef, right? Dice it up, freeze it. You can make your own burgers, make a nice 70-30 ground beef, lots of fat content. It's pretty awesome. Makes a great burger. Okay, so we'll do that. And we'll just see the progression here. Of course, for us, we're only going to use the center cut. Make sure everybody has a nice cut. I've got another one to butcher, so we'll do that. Again, ideally, what you want to do is you want to just make 2 strokes, one forward and then one back. But going through that elastin is pretty tough. It just means you're going to have a really sharp knife. It's like wearing a hat. A hat of fat. Big fat cap. So I want to take a little off this top side, off the lip. So just go and shave this thing out. But again, you want to leave some of the fat on a New York strip. We talked about why. And again, so now look at that piece where the elastin was on those first 2 cuts. Now it's just a tiny little riddled with fat, good fat. Okay, that's flavor, but that elastin, that guest is going to be chewing on that for a really, really long time. I wouldn't want to chew on that. So now that I can kind of see what I've got going on here, I'm going to cut these a little bit bigger. Okay, so now that collagen, or that elastin, is pretty much gone. Now the center cut here. We do have a stream of fat we need to take into consideration right here, but that's not elastin, okay? So that's gonna be one of those pieces that's gonna get really nice and kind of crispy, if you will. You know what I mean? Have you ever had nice crispy beef or pork fat? Kind of the same thing. We still have this elastin piece on the backside. We haven't taken that out, as you can see. That's something that you're probably gonna have to figure out on your own. I don't know what that's gonna look like for all of you. This is a pretty typical, nice, we've got an inch and a quarter cut New York strip. Okay? So that's what everybody will put. And again, you can just kind of see the progression. We'll keep doing this. Still got a really big fat cap. And I'm going to keep this beef because this fat because I know that Chef Pat's going to use it. This is an ideal New York strip. This is money right here. Center cut. No elastin anywhere. All that marbling. That's how you grade meat, is by the marbling. You're going to need to remember that from your exam, okay? That's how meat is graded based on marbling. It's not based on age or what cut of beef it is. It's all on the marbling, this fat that runs through here. It's all connecting all the protein together, okay? The more marbling, the more fat, right? The better the flavor, the juicier the steak, okay? All right, these guys are rejects. We'll let them turn those into ground beef, and these will cook. So, any questions on that?